You guys ask me again and again to make more videos about how to achieve that Nordic Scandinavian style home. Where do you start? What are the pitfalls? And most importantly, how do you create this look at home? Don't worry, your Swedish girl Jenny's got your back with 7 tips on how to scandi up your home. Not only is my first tip completely cost-free, it's also probably the most important aspect of the typical Nordic look. Simply take a look at your room and then take note of all of your furniture and decor pieces, then remove 25% of it. The Scandi home is simple, sparse and uncluttered. The decor and the furniture are there for a reason. Only the items that are used and treasured should stay. In Sweden, most people enjoy to have empty walls and floor space to get that open, airy feel. So if you're after that look, don't be afraid to remove things. Give away to charity or to a friend. What happens when we declutter is that the items that we decide to keep become more special and noticeable. Also, if you ask me, an uncluttered space is an uncluttered mind. I know we're all different when it comes to which spaces we best concentrate in, but I am super cliche Swedish because I can only work or think or relax properly in tidy spaces. What about you? Controlled chaos or neat and tidy? What's your preferred workspace? My next tip, paint everything white. Walls, ceilings, doors, the whiter the better. The Nordic look is all about being timeless and classic and this kind of understated, subtle elegance. White walls and ceilings make a space feel more open, bigger, lighter and airier, as if our ceiling height and square footage just increased 20% simply by purchasing a bucket of white paint. Also, painting your walls white might be a small investment now, but you make it back considering that it's virtually impossible to get tired of white if you ask me, meaning that you don't have to repaint in a couple of years, which you might have to do if you decide to go with walls in like, I don't know, lime green. Depending on the current floor situation of your space, this might be a very cheap tip or a very pricey one. Here goes. Growing up in Sweden, spending my first 23 years in the north, I have only just twice come across a carpeted room in my home country. It's just not the done thing, because we Scandis, we love wood. All types of wood, all colors, all finishes, all shapes, and yes, there's nothing that makes a Swede drool as easily as a gorgeous piece of parquet. Herringbone, am I right? How gorgeous. If it was legal to marry herringbone parquet, I would dump David and book the venue in a heartbeat. So if you're willing to take a little peek underneath the carpet of yours, perhaps you'll get lucky and stumble on some good quality wood floorboards. The older and creakier, the better. If so, all needed is a bit of polish and you got yourself a super-sized Nordic style upgrade. Now, if you're not so lucky, putting in good quality wood is of course a huge investment. It is rather pricey. In my opinion though, if there's something we should spend money on when renovating, is gorgeous floors. Nothing says luxury and elegance like a good piece of wood. Speaking of great floors, check out mine and David's new house tour channel where we take you inside luxury apartments and houses on the market right now, as well as gorgeous vacation homes, like this one in South London. Just look at those floors. We're having so much fun with this channel, so go take a look and show us some love, will ya? And here's a great and seriously unique tip from my lovely sponsor Villeroy & Boch. They are one of the world's leading ceramics manufacturers and they have been around since 1748. I mean, come on, that is one impressive legacy. I was sent this. Can you guess what it is? No, it's not just a decoration, it is La Boule, a beautiful and super clever set of plates and bowls. And you guys know how much I love clever design. This round fella is actually made up of 2 bowls, 2 flat bowls, 2 universal plates and a serving plate, all in one gorgeous bowl. This design and these colors fit perfectly into my own home and is such a fun decor piece. I can, instead of putting these plates away into the kitchen cupboard, just have them out on display. Guys, have you ever seen anything like this before, combining tableware with decoration? The plates are super simple to stack and they create this perfect sphere. They're porcelain based, some of the plates have a shiny finish and some a matte, which give the sphere an interesting effect when stacked. I'm also thinking it's a fun thing for dinner parties, like having guests over without setting the table beforehand. Instead, just having your La Boule placed on the table as decor before you dismantle it in front of your guests. like magic. This fits so perfectly into my scandi style, and of course I'm already planning Instagram content with this guy. I will leave a link below to the La Boule so you can go and have a look. Villeroy & Boch have several different colors and sets so you can find something that fits your specific aesthetic. This color is called Pure Beige. Gorgeous, isn't it? And all this brings me nicely to my next tip, which is a tip that costs next to nothing in money, but it does cost a little bit of everyday energy. However, it's so extremely worth it. The beautiful table setting. Even on a Tuesday, even if you're dining by yourself, setting the table nicely is the Nordic way. We Scandis spend so much time indoors since it's basically winter from September to April, so we do make an art of enjoying our own homes. A big thing when it comes to everyday at-home luxury is of course food. Preparing food beautifully and setting the table with nice plates and glasses and napkins will make the eating experience so much more delicious, believe me. And whatever you do, don't forget to light a candle and turn off that ceiling light. Maybe you already have a beautiful kitchenware to use, otherwise going flea market hunting is an extremely cheap way of getting beautiful things for your table. I'm sure most of you have heard about the Danish word hygge, meaning something kind of like coziness. In Sweden we have the word mys, which has the same meaning as hygge. It's a concept that's just deeply planted in the Scandi culture. It's really in our bone marrow and we don't even have to think about it, it's just natural for us. It's all about creating these cozy moments in the everyday, just like I was talking about with the beautiful table setting, even on a Tuesday. And I think this is what makes something mys or hygge, the fact that it involves so many senses. A room is not just visual, it's also touchable, smellable, hearable and tasteable. Okay, so maybe the room itself is not tasteable, but the food and the drinks we have next to us are. The smell of coffee, the sound of Billie Holiday, the touch of a soft throw or woolly socks, the warmth of a lit candle or a steaming tea mug. You get where I'm going with this. When we plan the layout and decor of our home, seeing each room as a sensory place, not just a visual one, will make you feel at ease and at home, like a Scandi. I think I mentioned this weird rule of thumb before maybe, but it's worth repeating because it's just so true. Every room should have 7 different light sources. Okay, if it's a tiny room, maybe you can go with 4 or 5, but in general, 7 different light sources on different height level and in different intensity will make a room feel like kind of spontaneously, haphazardly thrown together without being too sterile or stark. Each light source should have a warm glow, not the cold halogen style, and each should be soft, not harsh. It can be lamps, fairy lights, tea lights or candles, but guys, again, please with the ceiling lights already, let's turn them off. Who needs them? Another typical thing in the Nordic home, which I find that a lot of people get surprised by, is that we love to mix old and new in an eclectic but very simple way. Most Swedish homes have furniture and decor pieces that are a mix between really old traditional Swedish hand-me-down furniture from your grandmas and grandmas together with second-hand design classics in that mid-century modernist style, finished off with new, very minimalist, simple furniture. This gives again a sort of not too polished or sterile style because of the style clash. Old pine wood mixed with modernist teak wood mixed with new blonde wood. It's all good. And of course, super inexpensive and at the same time sustainable. Inherited furniture and pre-owned furniture, it doesn't get more sustainable than that. And if we're buying new items, one way to be sustainable is to choose items that are so simple and so clean that they become timeless and perennial. That way we make sure that the newly produced items that we buy are at least long-lived. What do you think? Is the Nordic style for you? Is this something you'd like to experiment with in your own home? Or is it too simple and white? If you like this video, please give me a thumb and go check out my other interior design videos about the new trend warm minimalism and about the interior design mistakes almost everyone makes. And click subscribe to not miss my next interior design video coming out in a couple of weeks. Also, go take a look at our brand new house tour channel as well, link in the description. See you guys in the comments and have a gorgeous week ahead. Lots of love, puss puss, and hej då!